Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How many dreams have you allowed to slip through your fingers simply because you never set a deadline? How many times have you said, one day I'll do this, someday I'll be that, only to find that someday never comes? A dream without a deadline is nothing more than a wish. It floats in your mind like a cloud, shifting and drifting, never taking form, never becoming real. But the moment you set a deadline, when you decide, I will achieve this by this time, you breathe life into that dream. You transform it from an idea into a goal, and a goal is something you can pursue, measure, and accomplish. You see, success is never an accident. It is always the result of definiteness of purpose, a burning desire, and the discipline to follow through. A man without a goal is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by the waves, drifting wherever the wind blows. But the man who sets a goal and commits to it is like a captain at the helm, steering his ship toward a destination with absolute determination. History has proven this time and time again. Every great inventor, every powerful leader, every successful individual you admire, none of them stumbled upon their achievements by chance. They set clear goals. They gave themselves deadlines. And then they worked tirelessly, relentlessly, until they turned their vision into reality. So I challenge you today, what is your dream? What is that burning desire in your heart that keeps you awake at night? And more importantly, when will you achieve it? If you say, someday, you are lying to yourself. There is no power in uncertainty. But if you say, in 1 year I will have achieved this, or in 6 months I will be here, you activate the force of commitment. You begin to move with purpose, urgency, and power. Remember this, a goal is a dream with a deadline. Set your deadline, write it down, believe in it, and then take massive daily action until it becomes your reality. The clock is ticking. Will you let another day pass, or will you finally claim the future that belongs to you? The choice is yours. A dream is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It begins as a thought, an idea, a vision of something greater than what currently exists. It is the seed of innovation, the foundation of success, and the fuel that drives ambition. But a dream on its own, without structure, without urgency, remains nothing more than a fleeting hope. It is easy to dream. It is easy to imagine a better life, a successful business, a stronger body, a fulfilled purpose. But without a clear deadline, without a decisive commitment, that dream fades into the background of life, replaced by excuses, distractions, and time wasted. Think about how many times you have said, one day I will do this, or someday I will have that. The problem with one day and someday is that they do not exist on any calendar. They are illusions, placeholders for procrastination, comforting lies we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of action. A dream without a deadline is like a ship without a destination. It floats aimlessly, drifting wherever the waves take it, never reaching the shore. And that is the fate of most dreams. Not because they were impossible, but because they were never given the structure necessary to become real. People admire those who achieve greatness, but what they often fail to see is the commitment behind that greatness. Every successful individual, every inventor, every leader, every entrepreneur who has left a mark on the world has done so not just because they had a dream, but because they set a deadline and worked relentlessly toward it. They did not leave their future to chance. They decided with absolute certainty when they would make their dreams a reality. Time is the most precious resource we have, yet so many waste it as if there is an endless supply. People plan for retirement, they plan vacations, they plan weekend getaways. But when it comes to their dreams, they hesitate to set a real deadline. Why? Because a deadline creates accountability. It removes the ability to make excuses. When you say, I will accomplish this by this date, you are making a commitment not just to yourself, but to the universe. And that commitment forces action. It eliminates hesitation. It turns wishful thinking into a concrete plan. Imagine two people who both dream of writing a book. One says, I want to write a book someday. The other says, I will write a book within the next year and I will complete one chapter every month. Who do you think will succeed? The answer is obvious. The second person has given their dream a deadline. They have structured it into a plan, and because of that, they will take action. The first person, on the other hand, will likely still be dreaming about writing a book 5 years from now, not because they lack talent, not because they are incapable, but because they never set a deadline. Deadlines create urgency. They force you to move. They eliminate the illusion of infinite time. The moment you place a deadline on your dream, you engage the power of focus and discipline. Without that deadline, distractions take over. You tell yourself you have time, so you waste hours on meaningless entertainment, pointless conversations, and unimportant tasks. You convince yourself that you'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, until the dream is nothing more than a distant memory of something you once hoped to do. Look at the most successful people in any field, and you will see one common trait. They operate with a sense of urgency. They do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not rely on motivation. They set deadlines, and they hold themselves accountable. That is why they succeed where others fail. They understand that the clock is always ticking, and if they do not take control of their time, life will pass them by. Some people wait for external forces to push them into action. They wait for inspiration, for the right circumstances, for someone else to give them permission. But those who achieve greatness do not wait. They set their own deadline. They create their own urgency. They do not depend on luck or fate. They take control of their future by deciding when they will achieve their goals and then making it happen. The world does not reward those who simply dream. It rewards those who dream and then take massive action. And action is only sustainable when it is structured. Without a deadline, action lacks direction. It becomes inconsistent, scattered, and weak. But when you put a firm deadline on your dream, your actions become deliberate. You wake up every day with a clear purpose. You know exactly what needs to be done, and that clarity is what separates those who succeed from those who never move beyond wishful thinking. Fear often stops people from setting deadlines. They worry about failure. They fear that if they set a deadline and do not achieve their goal, they will feel disappointed or embarrassed. But here is the truth. The only true failure is never trying. Setting a deadline, even if you fall short, still puts you miles ahead of those who never took action at all. Even if you do not achieve everything by your deadline, you will have made massive progress. You will be further along than you ever would have been if you had left your dream floating in uncertainty. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came because of deadlines. Scientists working on life-changing discoveries did not have the luxury of someday. They had clear timelines. Athletes training for the Olympics do not say, "I'll be ready one day." They work toward a specific event, a specific date, knowing that they must be prepared by that time. This principle applies to every area of life. If you want to build a business, set a deadline for when you will launch. If you want to improve your health, set a deadline for when you will reach your goal. If you want to learn a skill, set a deadline for when you will master it. A dream without a deadline remains a fantasy. It may feel good to think about it, but it will never materialize. The moment you put a deadline on it, you turn it into something real. Something that demands your time, energy, and focus. And when you make that commitment, you will find that the universe starts aligning things in your favor. People, opportunities, and resources will begin to appear, but only after you have taken the first step of setting a deadline and committing to it with absolute certainty. Do not let another day pass without making a decision about your future. Do not let your dreams slip through your fingers simply because you were afraid to put a timeline on them. Decide what you want. Set a deadline, and then go after it with everything you have. Because the only difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who do not is the courage to commit and the discipline to follow through. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not something that happens to a person by accident or luck. Success is built step by step on a foundation of clarity, vision, and unwavering commitment. The key to unlocking this success lies in definiteness of purpose. Without it, people drift through life aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them, living on the sidelines instead of taking charge of their destiny. Definiteness of purpose is the ability to know exactly what you want and to focus all your energy, thoughts, and actions toward achieving it. It is the driving force behind every great achievement, the common thread that runs through the lives of the most successful people in history. Those who rise to the top in any field, whether business, sports, science, or art, are those who have a clear and definite goal. They do not merely hope for success. They define it, they claim it, and they pursue it with an intensity that leaves no room for doubt or hesitation. People who lack definiteness of purpose often find themselves wandering through life without direction. They move from one job to another, start and abandon projects, and change their ambitions frequently, never making real progress. They are easily influenced by others, allowing their dreams to be shaped by circumstances instead of shaping their circumstances to fit their dreams. They live reactively, letting the world dictate their path instead of taking control of their own fate. The result is frustration, dissatisfaction, and a life filled with unrealized potential. On the other hand, those who possess definiteness of purpose are like a guided missile locked onto a target. Every decision they make, every action they take, every thought they entertain is aligned with their ultimate goal. They do not waste time on distractions because they know exactly where they are headed. They are not easily swayed by the opinions of others because their conviction is stronger than external influence. They are not paralyzed by obstacles because they see challenges as necessary steps toward their goal, not as reasons to give up. One of the greatest benefits of definiteness of purpose is that it creates unwavering persistence. When a person knows exactly what they want and why they want it, failure does not stop them. They do not view setbacks as permanent defeat. They see them as lessons, as stepping stones on the path to success. Without a clear purpose, failure is discouraging. It feels like the end. But with definiteness of purpose, failure is nothing more than feedback, a temporary detour, a test of determination. This level of clarity also brings about an incredible sense of confidence. When a person knows exactly what they are striving for, they operate with certainty. Their words carry power, their actions demand respect, and their presence inspires those around them. People are drawn to leaders who know what they want because certainty is rare in a world filled with doubt. The person with definiteness of purpose naturally attracts opportunities, allies, and resources because the world respects and rewards those who have a strong sense of direction. There is a reason why most people never achieve extraordinary success. It is because they never take the time to define exactly what success means to them. They chase vague ideas of happiness, wealth, or achievement without ever pinpointing what they truly desire. This lack of clarity keeps them in a cycle of indecision, always moving but never progressing. The mind cannot work efficiently without clear direction. When a goal is specific, the mind finds ways to achieve it. When a goal is unclear, the mind remains scattered, unable to generate real momentum. Definiteness of purpose also creates a magnetic effect. It draws in people and circumstances that align with the goal. When a person is committed to a purpose, they naturally begin to see opportunities that others overlook. They become more aware of potential solutions, they recognize valuable connections, and they develop the ability to turn challenges into advantages. It is as if the entire universe conspires to assist the person who has made a firm decision about what they want. Many people live their lives without ever tapping into this power because they allow fear to dictate their action. They are afraid of choosing the wrong path, afraid of failure, afraid of what others will think. But the truth is that indecision is far more dangerous than making the wrong choice. A person who makes a definite decision, even if it is imperfect, can correct their course along the way. But a person who never decides remains stuck, never moving forward, never reaching their true potential. Definiteness of purpose also eliminates the greatest enemy of success, distraction. In a world filled with endless options, constant information, and competing priorities, it is easy to lose focus. People waste years chasing temporary desires, jumping from one interest to another, never fully committing to anything. But when a person has a definite purpose, they become immune to distractions. They do not waste time on things that do not serve their mission. They do not allow trivial matters to consume their energy. Every decision becomes simple. If it moves them closer to their goal, they pursue it. If it does not, they ignore it. Success requires sacrifice, and sacrifice is only possible when there is a clear goal worth pursuing. People who lack definiteness of purpose struggle to make sacrifices because they are unsure of what they are working toward. They hesitate, they second-guess themselves, and they fall victim to short-term comfort. But those who have a clear purpose are willing to endure temporary hardship for long-term gain. They understand that success is not immediate, that it requires dedication, effort, and resilience. Every great achievement in history has been the result of definiteness of purpose. The world's greatest leaders, inventors, entrepreneurs, and visionaries did not stumble into success by accident. They had a vision, they set a goal, and they pursued it relentlessly. Thomas Edison did not casually experiment with electricity. He had a definite goal of creating a practical electric light. Henry Ford did not vaguely wish for better transportation. He had a definite goal of making automobiles accessible to the masses. Every breakthrough, every revolution, every innovation has come from individuals who had the courage to define their purpose and refuse to be swayed by obstacles. The beauty of definiteness of purpose is that it is available to everyone. It does not require special talent, intelligence, or luck. It requires a decision to define exactly what you want, to commit to it fully, and to take action every single day until it is achieved. Most people never make this decision because they fear failure, but in reality, the greatest failure is never trying. The mind is a powerful tool, but it only works at its highest potential when it has clear instructions. A definite purpose acts as a blueprint, giving the mind a clear target to aim for. Without this, the mind remains scattered, jumping from one idea to another, never gaining real momentum. But the moment a person defines their purpose, their entire psychology shifts. They become more motivated, more disciplined, and more creative. When a person operates with definiteness of purpose, every day has meaning. Every action is intentional. There is no more guessing, no more wondering what to do next, no more wasted effort. Life becomes a mission, a journey toward a goal that has been clearly defined. This level of clarity leads to an unshakable belief in success, even in the face of obstacles. Even when progress is slow, the person with definiteness of purpose keeps moving forward because they know, without a doubt, that success is inevitable. Most people live their entire lives never realizing that they have the power to choose their destiny. They wait for life to hand them opportunities instead of creating their own. They hesitate, they doubt, and they remain stuck. But those who achieve greatness understand that the first step toward success is making a firm decision. A decision to define their purpose, to commit to it fully, and to never waver in their pursuit. Every successful person, without exception, sets clear goals. Success is never accidental. It is never the result of mere luck or random chance. It is a carefully designed process that begins with a crystal clear vision of what one wants to achieve. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not lies in their ability to define their objectives with absolute clarity and then pursue them with unwavering determination. Without clear goals, even the most talented, intelligent, or hardworking individuals can find themselves lost, wandering aimlessly without direction or progress. A person without clear goals is like a ship without a compass, drifting wherever the tide takes it, hoping to reach a destination but never actively steering toward it. They may have dreams, but without specific targets, those dreams remain distant illusions. They may work hard, but without a clear direction, their effort is scattered and ineffective. They may desire success, but without setting goals, they have no roadmap to guide them. The most successful people understand that in order to turn vision into reality, they must establish concrete goals and create a plan to achieve them. When a person sets a clear goal, they give their mind a definite target. The human brain is wired to focus on whatever is most important, and when a goal is clearly defined, the mind automatically begins searching for ways to achieve it. This is why people who set specific goals often seem to attract opportunities, resources, and connections that align with their objectives. They are not simply lucky. They have programmed their subconscious mind to filter out distractions and focus only on what matters most. Without clear goals, a person is at the mercy of external circumstances. They become reactive instead of proactive, responding to whatever happens rather than shaping their own future. They get caught up in daily routines, going through life on autopilot, never taking intentional action to move closer to their dreams. They allow circumstances to dictate their path instead of creating a path of their own. This is why so many people remain stuck in mediocrity, not because they lack potential, but because they have never taken the time to clearly define what they want and commit to it. Successful individuals operate differently. They begin with the end in mind. They do not allow their goals to remain vague or undefined. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, they say, I want to build a business that earns $1 million a year within the next 5 years. Instead of saying, I want to be healthier, they say, I will lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months by exercising 5 times a week and following a clean diet. Instead of saying, I want to improve my life, they set precise objectives with measurable deadlines. This level of specificity is what separates true achievers from those who merely wish for success. When a goal is clear, it becomes actionable. A person who knows exactly what they want can break their goal into smaller steps, creating a structured plan to achieve it. They can measure their progress, make necessary adjustments, and stay on track. Without clear goals, progress is difficult to track, and motivation quickly fades. Many people give up on their dreams simply because they do not see results. But the reason they do not see results is that they never set a defined target in the first place. Setting clear goals also creates a sense of urgency. When a person sets a deadline for their objective, they feel a greater sense of responsibility to take action. They do not procrastinate or delay because they understand that time is limited. They know that every day counts and they use their time wisely. Without a deadline, there is no pressure to act, and without action, nothing changes. Clarity of goals also eliminates confusion and indecision. Many people struggle with self-doubt and uncertainty because they have not made firm decisions about what they want. They hesitate, second-guess themselves, and remain stuck in an endless cycle of contemplation. But successful people do not waste time in indecision. They define their goals, commit to them, and take consistent action until they achieve them. They understand that hesitation is the enemy of progress and that success belongs to those who are willing to make bold, decisive choices. The power of goal setting is evident in every field, from business and sports to science and entertainment. Every great company was built on a clear goal. Every world-class athlete trained with a specific goal in mind. Every groundbreaking scientific discovery was made by individuals who set clear objectives and pursued them relentlessly. The world's most influential leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators did not stumble upon success by accident. They created it through deliberate goal setting and execution. One of the greatest benefits of setting clear goals is that it creates a powerful sense of purpose. When a person has a compelling goal, they wake up each day with motivation and drive. They are not merely existing, they are actively working towards something meaningful. This sense of purpose fuels perseverance, allowing them to push through obstacles and setbacks without losing momentum. Without a strong goal, even minor difficulties can feel overwhelming. But when a goal is deeply important, no challenge is strong enough to derail the pursuit of success. Another critical aspect of goal setting is the ability to measure progress. When a goal is well defined, a person can track their achievements and make adjustments as needed. They can see how far they have come, which builds confidence and reinforces their commitment. Without clear goals, there is no way to measure success, and without measurement, motivation often fades. Many people quit on their dreams simply because they do not see tangible results. But in reality, they never set clear benchmarks to measure their progress. Every successful person also understands the importance of setting both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals create momentum, while long-term goals provide the ultimate vision. By setting smaller, achievable milestones, a person builds confidence and keeps moving forward. Each small victory fuels the motivation to keep going, and before long, they find themselves achieving things they once thought were impossible. Goal setting also forces a person to take responsibility for their own success. Instead of blaming circumstances, luck, or other people, they recognize that their future is in their own hands. They stop making excuses and start making plans. They stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. This shift in mindset is what allows successful individuals to rise above challenges and achieve greatness. Another reason clear goal setting is essential is that it allows for better decision making. When a person knows exactly what they want, every decision becomes easier. They do not waste time on distractions or activities that do not serve their purpose. They do not get caught up in trivial matters because they understand what truly matters. Every action is intentional, every choice is strategic, and every effort is directed toward a clear objective. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to set clear goals and take consistent action toward achieving them. The reason so few people reach their full potential is not because they lack intelligence, resources, or talent. It is because they never take the time to define exactly what they want. They drift through life without direction, hoping for success instead of planning for it. But those who achieve greatness understand that success is a deliberate process, one that begins with setting specific, meaningful, and actionable goals. Every person has the power to change their life simply by deciding what they want and committing to it fully. The moment a person sets a clear goal, they take control of their future. They stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of their own destiny. They no longer leave their success to chance. They create it with intention, discipline, and relentless action. There is no magic formula for success. There is no secret shortcut. The only way to achieve extraordinary results is to set clear goals and pursue them with absolute commitment. Those who understand this principle rise above the rest. They become leaders, innovators, and trailblazers. They accomplish what others only dream of, and they prove time and time again that success is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of clarity, purpose, and action. Action is the force that brings ideas to life. It is the bridge between dreams and reality, the catalyst that turns vision into tangible success. But action alone is not enough. Without direction, without urgency, without a definite endpoint, action can become scattered, inconsistent, and ultimately ineffective. This is where the power of a deadline comes in. A deadline creates structure, focus, and accountability. It transforms vague intentions into concrete commitments. It eliminates procrastination and forces movement. When action is combined with a deadline, the result is inevitable: achievement. There are countless people with dreams, ideas, and aspirations, but very few ever turn those into reality. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is action taken with a clear time. A person may have the best idea in the world, but if they never take action, it remains worthless. Another person may take occasional action, but without urgency, without a deadline, they move too slowly, allow distractions to creep in, and never gain real momentum. But when a person commits to a goal, sets a firm deadline, and takes decisive action, success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Time is the most valuable asset a person has. Unlike money, time cannot be earned back. Unlike possessions, time cannot be replaced. Every second that passes is gone forever. This is why deadlines are so powerful. They create a sense of urgency, a realization that time is limited and that action must be taken now, not someday. When people do not set deadlines, they deceive themselves into thinking they have endless time. They say they will start tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, until the dream is nothing but a distant memory of something they once hoped to do. A deadline eliminates this illusion. It forces a decision. It makes the dream real. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack urgency. They wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, the ideal conditions. But perfection is an illusion. There will never be a time when everything is perfectly aligned. Those who achieve greatness understand this. They do not wait, they start. They set a deadline, take action, and adjust along the way. They understand that imperfect action is better than no action at all. Waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of procrastination. The only way forward is to act, and to act with a sense of urgency. When a deadline is in place, the mind shifts. A person who knows they must complete something by a certain date stops making excuses. They stop overthinking. They focus. They become resourceful. They eliminate distractions. Their energy is directed fully toward the goal. This is why some of the greatest achievements in history have come under strict deadlines. Innovation, breakthroughs, world-changing discoveries. Most were not the result of endless time and casual effort, but of urgent, focused action driven by clear deadlines. Think of how people operate under pressure. A student who has months to complete an assignment may procrastinate until the last week, but as the deadline approaches, they work harder, faster, with more focus. An entrepreneur launching a business may delay for years, but when they set a launch date, suddenly everything aligns. A person who wants to get in shape may postpone working out indefinitely, but when they commit to a race, a competition, or a specific fitness goal by a certain date, their training becomes consistent and purposeful. Deadlines force action. They remove the option of delay. The problem with most people is not that they lack dreams, but that they never commit to making those dreams a reality within a specific time frame. They tell themselves they will write a book one day, they will start a business someday, they will change their life eventually, but one day, someday, and eventually do not exist on the calendar. They are illusions, safe words that allow procrastination to continue indefinitely. The only way to break this cycle is to set a deadline. Not a vague intention, but a real, measurable, non-negotiable deadline. Action plus deadline equals achievement because it creates a formula for success. Action alone is not enough if it lacks urgency. A deadline alone is not enough if no action is taken, but together they create an unstoppable force. When a person sets a deadline and commits to daily focused action, they make progress every single day. They do not wait for inspiration or motivation. They rely on discipline, on the power of routine, on the momentum created by consistency. They move forward even when they do not feel like it. They do not allow emotions, doubts, or temporary setbacks to stop them. They act, and they act with purpose. This is why the most successful individuals in any field operate with deadlines. Writers commit to publishing by a certain date. Athletes train for a competition with a set time frame. Business leaders work toward launch dates, financial targets, expansion goals. The greatest minds in history have not worked aimlessly. They have worked with clear objectives and firm deadlines. Without a deadline, progress is slow, inconsistent, and often non-existent. With a deadline, progress becomes inevitable. A deadline also forces a person to prioritize. When time is limited, there is no space for unnecessary distractions. A person who knows they must complete a goal within a set time frame does not waste time on trivial matters. They do not allow themselves to be consumed by negativity, fear, or unimportant details. They focus only on what moves them forward. This kind of clarity is rare, and it is one of the greatest advantages of setting firm deadlines. When a deadline is set, the excuses disappear. There is no room for hesitation. There is only the goal, the time frame, and the action required to reach it. A person who is truly committed will not make excuses about being too busy, too tired. They will not wait for external validation or permission. They will not allow temporary obstacles to slow them down. They will take action, and they will do so with relentless determination. Another powerful aspect of deadlines is that they force a person to take ownership of their success. Without a deadline, it is easy to blame circumstances, luck, or timing. But when a deadline is in place, responsibility becomes clear. Either the goal is met or it is not. There is no ambiguity, no excuses, no room for self-deception. This level of accountability is what separates high achievers from those who remain stuck in the cycle of wishing, hoping, and delaying. Action without a deadline can lead to burnout and frustration. A person may work hard, but without a clear endpoint, they may feel like they are running on a treadmill, constantly moving but never making real progress. A deadline provides structure. It allows for measurement, for milestones, for a sense of accomplishment along the way. It provides a finish line, something to work toward with full commitment. There is a reason why some people accomplish more in 1 year than others do in a lifetime. It is because they operate with urgency. They understand that time waits for no one. They refuse to leave their dreams in the hands of fate. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They take action, they set deadlines, and they make things happen. The reality is this: anything worth achieving requires both action and a deadline. A person who wants to build wealth must set financial goals with clear timelines. A person who wants to master a skill must commit to a structured learning process with defined milestones. A person who wants to transform their life must set deadlines for their growth and change. Those who fail to do so remain stuck in an endless cycle of dreaming without doing, planning without executing, hoping without achieving. Success belongs to those who take massive action with absolute urgency. It belongs to those who refuse to wait, who refuse to procrastinate, who refuse to let time slip through their fingers. It belongs to those who understand that action without a deadline is wasted effort, and a deadline without action is an empty promise. The combination of both is the ultimate formula for achievement. It is the unstoppable force that turns vision into victory, ambition into accomplishment, and dreams into reality.